Hi guys, my name is Mark. Today, my first wireless keyboard review. Let's go. So as I said already, this is the first review I've ever made about the wireless keyboard. Basically, I'm doing this because the market in general is evolving on wireless products like wireless headsets. We're using them since a long time, I think, and wireless mouse or mice in general having a real boom right now. People are very interested in good wireless mouse for competing and for casual daily play. One of the most sold mouse out there is, for example, the Logitech G Pro, which is also available now in an updated version, as you all know, the super light. So wireless is a thing, I think. And that's why I decided myself to just review this Republic of Gamers product, Asus ROG keyboard. There are tons of reviews out there, and I think if you're here, you're only here because I'm doing this review and you know how I do reviews. And I will not bother you with all the stuff with all the RGB effects and every other thing. I just start from the bottom like I always do. This is the box in general. It's a pretty normal box, nothing special. Thin stuff with some information here in front. With which cherry switches I shows. I shows the MX Red version here, the linears, because I already have a lot of red linears and I can compare them by feeling and by the noise. On the back side you have all the other information you need about the RGB, about the size, everything else. And one main information I will talk about later here in the German version is that the keycaps will be ABS and not double shot PBT. I have no clue why, but maybe we find out at some point. And I will continue now with the box, or with the boxing in general. Inside you get these more solid boxes where the keyboard will lay in. Then you have those here, this one where you can find the cable and basically the part to connect your USB-C cable to the dongle. That's everything which is in the box. Besides this, there's also coming the small thing here, like the small instruction. I think I forgot to mention the German version. Asus wants you or tells you in this little sheet here, in this brochure, besides some standard FM hotkey combinations, that you only can run the keyboard between 0 degrees Celsius and 40 degrees Celsius, and only in non-humid areas. And if keyboard will be run or is running at the room temperature above 40 degrees, you have to switch it off. Okay? I mean, we have global warming. A lot of people living in warm, humid areas right now. I don't know. I don't know why they put this fact here in the sheet. If the overheating is really a thing, or if non-playability or some effects by humidity which will influence your typing or your gaming in general are a thing too. Maybe they should write it a little bit bigger or should explain it more. I don't know if some people have problems with this, but that's one thing I saw, and I asked myself why this is here on the sheet and why they're saying you can't run it when it's too hot and you have to plug the keyboard off. I don't know if this is a thing, guys. If you know about this, or if you know about any complications on high humid areas or in areas where the room temperatures are very high, let me know please in the comments. So let's go further. What is in the box? My cat is not in the box, by the way, but what's in the box is the keyboard. The keyboard, when you get it out, is like here in those, looks like a little plastic case for transportation or for travel, which is, it's like, it's okayish, but I don't know. I have no idea if I will ever or would use it outside on my desk. But maybe if you travel and you want to use a full-size keyboard on different places or on places where it's a little bit dirty or something, this case can make sense. So the place is dirty and not even, you just put it down, then you put a keyboard on it to protect the original cover or the original backside of your keyboard, which is a little bit glossy. Then when you have this, or when you get everything out of the box, there is like, the first thing I saw is like this is the cable from Asus. It's like, I don't know, It's a 160 euro product, and the cable could be better in my opinion. Yes, I know it's only for just plug in the computer and put the translator for the dongle on it from USB-C to female USB. It's okay. Then you have the translator from the USB-C. The charging here is made by USB-C, so it's just you just use the normal USB-C plug, put it in, and then you put the dongle here in. It directly works out of the box. If you seek the dongle, or if you want to travel with it, you can put the dongle in like here. Also, you have the on and off button here. There is no Bluetooth mode, only 2.4 gigahertz wireless or off. It's like, if you get near it, the dongle is like a little bit magnetic snappy. So I think if you travel, they just want to prevent that it get lost. It's okay. I have no idea how long this will hold, but basically that's everything what is in the box. And now we will talk about a little bit about the performance and about the build in general and the form of the keyboard. So in general, the build, if you compare it to one of a very widely used or sold keyboard, the Ducky Mini and the plastic version. In general, the product is totally different made. For example, the back sides of the Asus is completely plain with those little rubbers here. And these rubbers, for example, on an Aqua Control Plus pad, which is very rough, it's a black one. Stickiness is not very good. It moves a lot. Here on the normal plastic version, it's way harder to move, and I think you hear just by it's also louder that you need way more force, for example, to move this Ducky plastic wired keyboard. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe they should have choose another way to just put some rubber on the back or more, or don't make it this plain, or I have no idea, or make it a little bit softer, the rubber here, because stickiness is not very good. Could be better, to be honest. And if you use this one, the case, on something, be careful. It glides even more, as you can see. So, I don't know. This is one thing. So the way it holds on the desk is not that good. Just keep this in mind if you want to buy it, or if you have a very slippy desk or something like that. But yeah, that's only one thing. In general, when we come back to the build form, these Duckies, the Minis, are in general a little bit, or the profile is in general a little bit lower. Like here in the front, Ducky is lower, and in the back is also lower. And the raise in degrees is like something around 8% on the Asus ROG, and on the Ducky it's something about 7%. But you can feel it because you have to arch a little bit, so you have to put your hand a little bit up to just move the whole AVSD. So for gaming you just need to you have a little flex the whole time on your ankle and on your hand, because you need to make a little bit of this. And there's an opportunity or a possibility by Asus to make it even higher. I don't know. For me, maybe if you want to play it full time and you get problems with your wrist, maybe get a hand wrist, you know? Yeah, I don't know. That's one thing. Then one thing you saw already the whole time here is always when I'm doing this, the screen moves. That's one thing. Asus ROG tried the thing. There's one thing in common with the most keyboards, like with the stabilizers on the outside. It's like that they have like a little bit movement on the left and on the right side. A lot of keyboards have the space bar, even it has stabilizers here. It's just a little bit like it's already moves here a little bit, but the space is not working. So they made one thing. They choose a different type of stabilizers, and they just made like a metal thing which is connecting both stabilizers over the whole spacebar in the background. I think you can see it. And this basically will give you the same feeling by pressing space on the whole spacebar. That's nice, the feeling is great. Even on the edge, it's the same. It feels like the whole spacebar is moving at once the whole time. There's no little It's not wanky or a little bit jitter or something. It's pretty nice, but it also looks like, yeah, okay, I know you don't slam a keyboard like this all the time on the desk, but if I maybe do this sometimes and adjust the space is working, I don't know. But that's only one very little thing. That's not nothing which I would say is will influence you from buying or not buying it, you know. But one main thing here in the German version, besides that is a whole plastic keyboard for 160 euro, is that the German version, compared to the all the other versions I found on the internet from other reviewers, has, as the box said already, and I told you already, ABS keycaps. And you can see it from here, compared the escape button from Ducky and from Asus. This is Asus, this is Ducky. And if you see the front, you see that these double shot PBT caps from Ducky, they're way more structured. They're a little bit thicker also. And in general, they feel more worthy, you know. And those ABS keycaps Asus choose for the German version, for the German layout, are very slippery and they feel very cheap, to be honest. And I have no clue why a major brand, a world brand like Asus, on a ROG keyboard, which is a high performance product always, ROG means for gamers, for enthusiasts, whatever, is not able for the German market to just produce double shot PBT caps. I have no clue. Asus Germany or Asus whoever is watching this, maybe think about it. I think for 160 or 170 euro, there should be, or it should be possible for you to just put double shot PBT keycaps in it. It's a good product and it needs good keycaps. Let's continue. In general, as I said, everything is plastic. These switches are MX Cherry Reds. Cherry Reds, as always, are linear. These one have a total travel distance of 4 millimeters. They are Reds standards from Cherry, not the silent versions. Just to compare the loudness, that's the normal Reds on my Ducky. They're not that loud, but I think that's caused by the plastic here or how the keyboard is made, that it sounds a little bit louder. But basically totally characteristic and typical for normal Cherry Reds. So nothing special here. What else could we compare, or what can we talk about here? Is like that it is, as you can see, a 65% keyboard. And if you just compare it to normal mini keyboards, means that you have those arrows here and some functional keys also, but you still don't have the 10K block here, and you don't have the F row, which is, for me, for gaming, pretty good. 65% is also good. It is possible to game and perform with it if you need those arrows, for example, for YouTube or whatever. That's pretty good for you, for making reviews or for bindings or something like that's nice. There is a software for this keyboard which called AuraSync by Asus. Most people of you maybe have this already installed on your PC because you're using Asus products, mainboards, graphic heads, whatever already. And with this software you can configure the whole keyboard, and also you can make a macro on any key you want, on every key here. There's a macro layer for this keyboard on every key. That's pretty nice. So Asus made their work. They work very good. It has a high rollover, so there will be no point where you get ghosting or you will press so many buttons that these buttons are not working or the reaction is not coming over the signal bus. So there's no, basically in my opinion, no way you push so many buttons besides putting your whole hand on it that the PBT and the signal is not registrating or it's not get sent. So they made their work, but Asus is one of the biggest OEM manufacturers and who's doing mouse pads, keyboards, everything for everyone in the whole world. That was basically what I'm expected to get when I buy this keyboard. One thing they did here, which is not common or which is special, is standalone, is this little touch bar here on the side. This touch bar is able to show you the loudness, and you can on the fly in-game adjust your loudness, not by a knob or something. You just do like this. You can do it like or you just can press minus or plus here. Plus is over here, and it gets louder and it indicates you the whole time. And another thing besides those sides here with the adjustment of the volume is that with the FN key and the escape key, you can activate the so-called champions mode or locked mode, which is one thing I registered first on the Fnatic Streak 65. On the mini streak, the low profile keyboard from Fnatic, which basically switches off things like the Windows button, which is for when you game a lot and you are really in a stressful situation. Sometimes you just hit the Windows button with your pinky or something, and you just disable buttons like Discord, and so it will not make any shortcuts you don't want to, and you don't tap out of the game. This keyboard is only running with 1000 Hertz. The latency wired is around 1.3 milliseconds. That's not the latency until something happens on your screen, guys. That's the latency in general until the signal gets out. And in the wireless mode, it's round about 3.2, 3.6 milliseconds. That's totally okay for gaming. Besides this, my one thing I can tell you or you can think about is when you want to have the low latency for your mouse and keyboard or other USB driven products, try to find out which 2 or 4 USB ports are directly connected, for example, to your CPU, and which are not influenced or infected by sending the signal over another chipset on your mainboard, which may or I think will give you a better or lower latency on the products or in general USB driven products you have connected with these ports. And also, my opinion, yes, you can use AuraSync for your computer, but one thing is the more products running in the background for RGB by any brands, by Asus, by Razer Synapse, whatever it calls, it can influence the response or response time in general of your whole system. So think about it, just maybe configure your mouse or keyboard once with the software, try to uninstall everything of the software, also clean the registry. Most things are also running in registry, and Asus is like having like 6 to sometimes 14 background processes when you have Asus software installed. And that's one main tip for me to just get a better performance out of this product. So that's basically it from my side. Another thing is, what I always say is RGB is not the main selling point. That's why I'm not talking about the 4 steps of RGB. You can also put AGB totally off. Then the keyboard runs 450 hours without RGB. But that's not a thing. I think if you use it at home, you just switch it on or connect it to a USB-C in the night or in the evening. Also, you can run it wired, no problem. So basically, decent product. There are some things they still can improve. The back, the rubbers here for the stickiness, maybe the space bar, and for sure double shot PBT keycaps. But that's all. For casual gaming, no problem, guys. Enjoy it. If you seek for a worthy keyboard wireless, this is one with a low latency where you can game easily with Cherry Red switches. There are only other Cherry switch options available. No opticals, no Kale, nothing else. So if everything is okay for you and you want to stick with Asus because that's your main brand, this could be a choice. But maybe seek out another layout with double shot PBT keycaps. Thanks for watching, guys. If there are any questions or I forgot something or you want to mention something or something different, just put it down in the comments. See you on the next review, guys. Bye bye.